record button, which is super awesome. And then I am going to mute you all. And then I will unmute Kelsey. Okay. All right, everyone. So sorry we're a little bit late for those of you that are jumping on, but for the rest of you that are just watching the recording, I guess it really doesn't matter that we're late. Kelsey's having a great time on family vacation. So I'm glad that you could join us. Tonight we're going to talk about Instagram stuff, and I asked these girls to give us some of their top tricks on how they rock Instagram and what they do. So Kelsey, thanks for taking time out of your vacation for us.
You're welcome. I was trying to hurry and eat so I could get on real quick.
No, I'm sorry. We'll get through you, and then you can jump right off, and we can go on to the other girls, okay?
Okay.
So let's just kind of talk about your daily routine with Instagram. What does that kind of look like? How often are you posting?
Okay, so right when I get on every day, I try to space it out when I post. But I do, usually every day I do the 3-3 rule. So that's at least 3 product posts, and then 3 just of either my boys or like a selfie or just a regular picture. And then a lot of times, if I don't have something to post, I like to post like a pretty picture, I guess you could say, for Instagram, because I feel like a lot of that is just about appearance.
Right.
So, I like to make that look pretty. So sometimes I feel like I'll look at it and I feel like it's not enough color or something. I'll add like some like fruit or like a type of food or flowers or something, or a beach scene, just to kind of make it prettier.
Okay.
So I'll space out the 3 posts between like when people wake up in the morning, like for work, and then all the way out through the day, noon, and then like dinner, stuff like that when they get off work. For adding people.
Do you do more in the evenings then?
Yeah, I do, because my husband gets home from work in the evening, so he watches the boys, so it gives me a little bit more time to write out a more detailed post.
Okay. Do you feel like you get more likes on it in the evening? Is that a busier time, do you think?
Yeah, definitely, when people get off work.
Okay.
Because, like, you can tell, like, who does it before they get off work. You can kind of tell who's on more and who's off, but I feel like after everybody gets off work, then everybody's starting to look at it right when they get off work. Or even at night, like right before you go to bed, like 9 o'clock.
Okay, awesome. So then how are you finding people to follow? I feel like Instagram is so hard because you can't just type in someone's name, because everyone has these weird names, like you can't find anyone. So how do you find people to follow?
Okay, so to find people to follow, I feel like I've watched a lot of YouTube videos that'll talk about to like go to bloggers and to look at their comments and find people, but I feel like everybody's starting to do that. So I feel like everybody is adding the same people. Like I feel like you're going to run into like other distributors adding the same people. So I don't like to go to like when you go to like search like the most popular post, I don't like to go to their friends, because I feel like that's where all the other distributors are going to go. So I feel like to try to find something different, I go to locations, which I got from Jocelyn. She said you can just type a location in just any city, or if you want to do like college kids, you could do like a university. So I'll type like a university in, or just a city, and then I'll find people on there. And then if I find someone on there that's not a distributor that has a lot of followers, then I'll go to their followers and then just add. Like, I'll just add until it won't let you add anymore.
Okay. Awesome. You know what I've been finding when I've been typing in places? I'm getting a lot of people that are visiting those places and they're not from those places.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of cool because then it expands your network without you even really trying.
Yeah.
You know?
You can get it from all over. Yeah.
Right. So anyone today, I was putting in some different monumental places in like Sydney, Australia, and other big places. And I noticed it's mostly the tourists that are tagging these places. But then I thought, what the hell? I don't care where the distributors are from. As long as they want to have fun, make some money, and we're open in the country, it really doesn't matter. So,
yeah, as long as you just get new people and new followers, and then if you do get somebody from that area, that's good. But if not, you still have them from all over.
Right. I have one more question for you, and then I'll let you jump off.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask each one that's doing the training tonight the same question. Do you have your account public or private, and why?
I have mine private because, honestly, before I became a distributor, well, right when I became a distributor, I would go to like the bigger people, and then I would look at their comments, and then I would add those people.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I did do that because I thought when I used to try to contact them before I was a distributor, they wouldn't answer me.
Right.
So if I added them, then they would answer me, if that makes sense.
Right.
So then I realized that other new distributors might do that, and they might take your post as well, and then it'll get like repeated a lot, and then it'll make it look like you're using copy posts.
Right.
So I just made it private. That way I don't run into like other distributors getting the same followers or the same post too often.
Okay. No, and that's good. I don't necessarily know if there's a right or wrong. You just hear so much about keeping it public or keeping it private. I go back and forth about every week. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just choose private. That's just what I choose.
Okay, awesome. Do you have anything else you want to add? Otherwise, we can let you run and get back to your vacation.
I think that was pretty much it. What I do, like what I post. I think just one of the main things I would say is a lot of people that are distributors, when they're new, they just post all it works.
Yes.
I would say just try to space it out and try to make it pretty, because just make it catch people's eye when they click on your profile.
Right.
Which is what I learned from a lot of training videos, is just the first like 8 pictures is what people notice. So just make your first 8 pictures pretty. So always just check that and see if you like it. If you don't like it.
That's good advice though, and it's so true.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I just check the first 8 pictures, and then that's what I do every day.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Savannah, I think we should go into you, and we should talk about hashtags and how you're following new people. Savannah is in Sherry's leg, and we all live in a small town in northern Wisconsin, and Savannah was trying to figure out how to rock her business, and I said, well, do it on Instagram. You know, we don't have, like, our closest Walmart, y'all, is an hour away. Okay? An hour to the north, to the east, or to the west. Like, we don't even have a Walmart. Our town is so small. So Savannah has been watching videos on Instagram and obsessing over it for about 3 weeks now. So I thought...
True story.
Yeah. So give us your little spiel on how you're rocking it out and how you're following people and using hashtags and stuff, please.
Okay, so I watched a whole bunch of videos, like Christy said, and the biggest thing that I liked was hashtags. You can go on and post a picture and hope that somebody sees it with the 5 hashtags that you might be using. If you go on there and you post a picture and you use 12 to 15 hashtags, there will be a million more people that'll see it.
So how many should we be using?
I use 12 to 15.
Holy smokes.
Yep, the person that actually I heard it from used 20. I feel like that's a little extensive, and that makes your post look really cheesy. So I try to stay under 15. If you go too many, I just think it looks really weird, and it looks like you're trying to get people to follow you.
Okay.
But it gets really easy. If you go, like, I live in the country, so I have country, country living, country life, country wife, country farm, countryside. So there's like 6 of them right there just that has to do with country. So you can get a lot of hashtags really fast.
So let me ask you something. If you're posting about, let's say, our facial products, our facial line, are you still going to use some of those country hashtags, or are you only going to pertain to facial line stuff?
I am going to use some of the country tags because I'm most likely going to be posting a picture of myself with that facial product. So I'm a country wife, and I live in the country, so I have country life. So I will still use a couple, but then I'll go on to beautiful, pretty, fancy, little things like that to add in. So I won't go too much onto the country, especially if it's not a picture of my backyard or my farm animals or something.
Right. And you know what I think gets me is when I use hashtags, I think I've got mad skills, and I want to hashtag like ain't no shame in my game, so get off my back, Jack. And and I was watching a video and someone was saying, when you use hashtags, like use little words, because who else is going to think of that long hashtag you want to use?
Exactly. If you start typing in your hashtag, I'll start with country, and it'll pull down a list, and it'll show the ones that have the most posts. So I always like country living has like 5 million posts. So I'll use that versus country life, which only has like 700,000. So I just try to pick the ones that have the most posts pertaining to that, because that's most likely what most people are going to search for.
Okay. How many times are you posting a day?
Oh boy.
I mean, not consistently. I know that we're all trying to get into it, but on a good day, how many times are you posting?
I do 5 and 1, and I try to repeat that twice a day. So I do 5 lifestyle posts to 1 It Works post.
Okay.
So that'll be like 1 before and after, or 1 picture of a product, but all those lifestyle posts are going to have something in the description of, I'm feeding my farm animals this morning, they're being really crazy, blah, 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 but then at the end I'll sneak in and signing up 2 girls that want to change their life too.
Right.
Something like, so all my lifestyle posts still have something little about what I'm doing or the business, something like that.
How many followers do you have?
I have almost 800.
Okay, so this is what I want y'all to listen to, whoever's on this training right now or is going to listen to it later. You have almost 800, you said?
Yes.
Savannah gets between 30 and 50 likes on almost every post.
Yep.
I know. Nikki's just like, oh my God. I told Savannah, I'm like, holy smokes, I never get those many likes. So
until I started using hashtags, I only had like 10.
I use hashtags.
15?
No, I use like 6 to 8, and then my brain shuts down because it's so much work. But still, that's a lot of likes, especially with having a smaller network of people.
Yep, exactly. And I try to always look for, what am I in the mood for today? Am I in the mood to talk about my farm? Because when you're posting, so I do the 5 and 1 rule. I post 5 lifestyle and 1 It Works posts, and I try to do that twice a day. So that comes out to 12 posts. And I can't do 12 posts a day about my farm because that's going to get boring as shit. So, excuse my language. So I try to think of like, my first section is going to be maybe about my farming that morning, and then the next 5 and 1 is going to be about my shopping trip that day or just other things. So don't make it all about doing your farm chores, because that's going to get really boring really fast. You have to make it upbeat and colorful and vibrant. And if I can't find any pictures, because it's hard to take 12 pictures a day. Right. So if I can't find any pictures, I'll go on Pinterest and I'll find a picture of a flower, a field of flowers or something like that.
You can come take photos of my rhubarb.
There you go.
Okay, so we should use hashtags of things that are interesting to us or of interest.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you following newbies? How are you finding new people to follow? Because you started this, 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Really?
I started at 200 followers, and about 3 weeks ago I started doing it really consistently, and now I'm up to 800.
That's awesome. So what are you doing then to get all these followers? Because we want to do that too.
You just go into the search bar. Whatever you're feeling right then, if you're feeling chocolate cake, type in chocolate cake and all the pretty pictures of chocolate cake that don't have a million. I always try to find the ones that don't have a lot of likes. If you're following someone that already has 1,200 likes on their picture, chances are they're not going to follow you back and they're not going to watch what you're doing.
Right.
So I find the ones that have 12 likes or 10 likes or something like that. I'll like their picture and say, "Oh, that looks really good," and then follow them. And most likely they'll follow me back.
So it can be as simple as chocolate cake.
Yep. I've done cheesecake before. I've done goats. I have goats on my farm, so I'll just type in goats and I'll follow everybody that has fun pictures of goats. And then Christy just told me about places. I didn't even touch that market until a week ago. So I started doing places, whether it's Florida or Australia, whatever. And then as long as there's not a lot of followings on their or likes on their pictures, I'll follow every one of them.
Okay.
So
that's awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Savannah? Let me unmute you there, Love Muffin. Oh, I just unmuted you.
I unmuted myself.
Okay.
So Savannah, when you post the 1, 2 times a day, do you then go through and like clean out your posts so you don't have so many, or do you just keep racking it up?
I leave them, and what I'll do is I will edit my description. If it's a bunch of posts about It Works, I'll go in and I'll change my description to something that's not about It Works.
Oh, so something like more casual then?
Exactly. So if someone's scrolling, I want them to scroll through and see all these lifestyle posts that I'm posting so I look interesting. I don't want just a whole thing of selfies. I don't want just a whole thing of my farm animals. And I try to keep my posts at 100 or more so that it looks like I'm not just posting once a week or something like that. I want to look really active in my Instagram.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's like a full-time job.
It is. It is a full-time job.
Raise your hand if you feel like Instagram is a full-time job. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels like that. I'm like, shoot. I mean, you're constantly having to think and be on top of it and be creative.
I feel like as I'm scrolling through, like I get so lost in it, I might become cross-eyed, and then I just
It is. It's very time-consuming. So since y'all are leaders and you're on this Zoom, are there any questions we want to ask Savannah for our downline? Like, I think it's awesome how many likes she gets on each post. Like 30 to 50 blows my mind, especially with only 800 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any questions that we should ask about specifically, or do you all feel like she did it? She answered everything. Everyone's okay. Sarah's multitasking. She's not even listening. I know. Mm-hmm. Yep. Look at, she's like, I got busted. Okay, awesome. So then, Shay, why don't you piggyback off of
Okay.
Off of all the hashtags and what you do to build your business and how you use your hashtags and how you think of them. How do you think of hashtags?
Can I add one more thing real quick before it loses my mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do keep my profile open.
Public?
Yes, I do not make it private, because if someone wants to go to see if they want to follow me and it goes private, chances are they're not going to hit that follow button. If they can't see all my pictures, they're probably not going to follow me.
Yeah, I know. I'm so up in the air with it. So I think I'm going to do whatever the majority says by the end of this. So
that's
Shay,
all I had.
Okay, Shay, do you do yours public or private?
Public.
Okay, I'm going to put a tally down next to public.
Okay. I changed it because originally I had it private, and then when I joined It Works, I'm still pretty new to Instagram. I don't have as many followers, and I used to only get like 5 to 10 likes on a picture. But then when I really started using the hashtags, I'd use, anywhere from like at least 10. And I noticed the more I used, the more likes I got, that they were related. I put that 2 and 2 together. And so I've noticed that I've been getting a lot more likes on it when I use hashtags. And kind of what Savannah said, if you use a hashtag that has like 1 million uses compared to a hashtag that only has like 1,000 uses, you're going to have a broader audience looking at your picture than if you had used the lesser one.
So can we do, I'm a hands-on learner. I do best when people are just like teaching me how to do things right away. Mm-hmm. So today on Facebook, and I put the same thing on Instagram, and I got a lot more action on Facebook than Instagram, but the quote said, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a salad asking it to be a donut."
Yes, I love that.
I know, right? It was awesome. But I didn't get that much play on Instagram, and I'm just like, son of a.
Yeah.
So, what hashtags would y'all use? Savannah and Shay, what hashtags would you use with that?
I would do probably hashtag the struggle is real,
Oh.
hashtag secret life of a fat girl, hashtag I love sugar, hashtag I need my chocolate fix, or hashtag I need my sweet fix, hashtag diets are hard, hashtag what is
I would do a lot of single words. So I would do like hashtag sweet, hashtag chocolate, hashtag candy, hashtag salad, hashtag greens. I would do just single words. I'm more on, because I feel like the longer it is, the less I'm going to get people to see it. So I'm a single word kind of girl.
But I can do a mixture of both
Right.
and rock it out. Should I look on Instagram and see what I use? Because now I'm going to be a little embarrassed. Oh, my Lord. See, I wouldn't even think. What did you say? Fat Girl Secrets?
That was good. I like that one.
Society I don't know about? Okay, can I be... Oh, see... Okay, my mind is always all over the place, so I got 14 likes on Instagram for that post. But what I had said is started the morning off with a box of tropical dots, and I hashtag tropical dots, okay? Because I was eating tropical dots at like 6:05 this morning. And then I hashtag dots, Tootsies, because Tootsies makes dots, Breakfast of Champions.
That's a good one.
So that was super lame, and I failed. Like, F.
You just gotta flush it out more.
Okay, so you do at least 10.
At least.
And
And
so
I
you
think
just
after listening to
about
Savannah,
15. Yes, Miss Menzine.
Okay, I have a question because it's something that, like, I don't know if it's just me and, like, the green part of me that things need to be organized, but some people like to put their hashtags in their, like, paragraph that they're writing under their picture, you know? Like, I don't remember what you said about the picture that you posted, like, sitting in front of a salad asking for it to be a donut.
Yes.
And then you're like, I wish this could be real or something, and then like hashtag real. Shay, do you, because in my mind, I like to read something and then see the hashtags because it's funny to me.
Right.
Whereas like the hashtags are in the paragraph explaining like whatever your words might be. It gets much for me. So like, what do?
I've always done mine at the end of the paragraph just because I am typing what I'm thinking in my head. And I don't think to myself, you know, blah, 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 hashtag, da-na-na. I don't know. It's just not how I just type how I speak. But some people are able to think the hashtags into what they're saying. Like if I was to do that, I would have to write out my paragraph, go back and change certain words to hashtags. And that's
Right.
I do mine at the end too.
You do?
And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't do it.
throughout it.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it done different ways, and I've seen it being successful or not successful the same way. And so I was just wondering what you guys.
Now, as soon as I log into my Instagram account, it's like I shut down and I revert to a 2-day-old baby, and I can't think. All my clever, witty shit goes out the window, and I'm like, what? I psych myself out so bad on Instagram. So
if you think of it as a blog, though, like I've been thinking of mine as like a lifestyle blog. I've always wanted a blog. I don't know why. But if you think of it as a blog, you're just posting about your life.
But I'm dyslexic, so I don't like to write. I can talk, and I can be clever and funny and just spew.
You are just creating excuses for yourself.
Agreed.
That is just an excuse because remember what Joel Dunn said this weekend or
Which
Monday,
part?
whenever it was?
Which part?
It's either it's not you can or you can't. It's you will or you won't. Yes.
Right.
You are just choosing.
I
You
know.
you can't.
I know.
You're good when you want to be good.
I know, and I get such a brain fart. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get over myself. Like, seriously. Okay, sorry. So keep going on with your hashtag fun.
other than the hashtag, something else I've noticed I've noticed when I started using the hashtags, I keep my account open because people that search those hashtags or look at them
Yes.
will add me. Like, I've gotten a ton of followers, like, compared to when I just had my Facebook friends as my followers, who didn't add me until I really started getting creative and started using all of those hashtags. And then after that, I also noticed that with Instagram especially, when you comment on someone's picture, it puts your name and your face, like they notice you, whereas when you just like something or heart something, you're just another number. Like, so when you're going through your news feed and wanting to make connections with people, instead of just liking a whole bunch of pictures and bumping their number up to a certain amount of likes, I really try and comment on people's pictures. So they're like, oh, thank you at Lenanda Shea. I appreciate that comment. And then they start noticing my pictures more and what I'm posting, and then they'll like it. And I've gotten more attention from that as well. So I try to comment on Instagram instead of just liking stuff.
How often? Like, how many posts? Well, let's ask you this. How much time do you spend on Instagram a day?
I do the 3 and 3.
Okay.
I try to do 3 product, 3 lifestyle posts. And then after watching the video yesterday, How to Go Diamond in 30 Days, I don't remember her name, but she said she does 8 at least. So I might even try and bump it up 4 and 4 a day. But I would say I'm on Instagram probably 15, 20 minutes every hour and a half.
Okay. So it's a big commitment.
Yeah, especially since I'm not at work. I don't have a job right now to go to. I'm on social media all the time.
Okay. So do you feel like with your hashtags, do you get a lot of likes?
A lot more than I did before I used them, yeah. I see a huge increase using hashtags.
Okay. That's good to know. So 10 to 15 we're looking at. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's going to get you the interaction.
That's what it's for.
Right. And, to go back to having your account private versus public, and Sarah, you might know, but I recall listening to a John Eric Periscope or training, and didn't he say that if your account is private, that it doesn't matter if you use hashtags, because if people aren't following you, they can't see your stuff anyways?
That's what I've heard too.
Okay. So, I don't know. Again, I'm tallying up our votes, and we'll see where we're at the end of the night. This is private. What else do you want to share with us about hashtags and what we should be doing or knowing? Or
I don't have my phone in front of me, but I'm also really consistent with my hashtags, kind of like Savannah had her like country living type hashtags. I try and do, like, I'm with my baby niece now, like, all the time.
yes.
And I do.
And she has awesome hair. And
oh my God, I love her hair. I do posts with her, and I do almost in every single picture, I do the hashtag work from home, or own my business, own my time, freedom, kind of hashtags that would apply to someone that wanted to be at home, work from home, if they're wanting to spend more time with their families. Because that's the kind of audience that I'm trying to reach. I want distributors that want to spend time with their families, want to work from home. And so I try and keep those consistently in whatever picture I happen to be posting. If it's a selfie, if it's with my niece, if it's a product, I'm like, I'm at home, I am working from home, and I incorporate that into my hashtags.
awesome. That is super awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Shay? We're good? Okay, so the next step is I thought we should have Jasmine tell us how to make our Instagram look pretty. Okay, so we know how to follow people. We're using hashtags, but how do we get people to want to follow us looking good? Because Jasmine, when I look at your account, you're like Ashley Hughes Jr. Photos are clean. The font is perfect. You've got the little white border around, which I watched a training of Ashley Hughes on how to do it, and I can't remember. So why don't you tell us how you rock Instagram?
The first thing that I think is really important is making sure that you have a really clear profile picture and that it's just like a picture of you and it's really clear.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, we lost you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. And then also making your about me really interesting.
What's interesting? What would you suggest?
Instead of it works, I always suggest putting, business owner or just maybe putting your website link. I don't really like to put it works because I feel like people won't follow you as much. I didn't get as much followers whenever I had that. But I think on mine I have like Mama Bear, Target, Addict, laughter is the best medicine, stuff like that.
Okay.
See?
Do you use emojis with that, or do you just have the words?
I just have the words like neatly placed out. I didn't use it.
Okay. So what kind of photos do you put on then every day? How often are you posting?
I usually try to post 2 to 3 times a day just because I'm pretty busy with my daughter. So I usually try to do morning, afternoon, night is the schedule I try to keep.
Okay.
And then I post selfies, family pictures, food, quotes, and then my It Works product post and lifestyle post.
Okay. And are you a hashtag queen as well?
I use hashtags sometimes, but I really don't use them at all.
Okay. You don't?
No.
Why don't you use them? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I just really haven't thought about it. So y'all gave me like a lot of advice on hashtags.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had a secret the rest of us didn't know about. Okay, so you're posting a few times a day. You're making lifestyle posts. It's not just about It Works, which I think is great because It Works has a bad rep with people just constantly reaching out to people. Like I've even seen Instagram accounts where people will say, "No, it works." I'm like, what the hell? Why do you not want It Works in your life?
Yeah, I know.
So I think that's good. So how do you have good quality photos? What apps are you using? How are you editing them? Like all that good stuff.
Okay. Usually for editing my pics, I will actually use Instagram. And I'll upload the pic, and if you choose a filter underneath it, it will have the option to edit it. And I'll usually use that and then take a screenshot of it and send it to another app and crop it, and then I put a border around it.
Oh, so the white is an actual border?
Yes. I think the app is called Square It.
Square It?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it does look very appealing to the eye when it has the white border.
Yeah. I started doing that because I noticed a lot of top distributors were doing that. So I noticed once I started doing it, I got more interaction.
Okay.
on my posts. So
Because basically, when people are on Instagram, there's so much to look at. And I think John Eric said in a training that if your post is an hour or two old, people aren't going to see it anymore. Like, it just gets lost in the shuffle. It's not like Facebook where it keeps coming back to people that like to follow you. It just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So I think that's why some of the top leaders do post so often, is so that it's always popping up. Because if you think about it, you know, I think I have like 2,000 followers, a little bit more. When I go on and post, I just scroll through for like a minute or two. You know, you can't go through for an hour because you could be doing that all day. So, you know, I think that that is a good reason why people are posting so much. But I also like that it has to just be like clear, crisp photos. You know, so Jasmine, how do you make your Instagram account look appealing so people want to follow you? Because you have a great Instagram account.
thank you.
I'm like, if she wasn't on my team, I'd be like, hey, I need her on my team.
Well, I just try to post interesting pics, like the first 6-8 pics that people see whenever they look at your account. You want them to be, you know, really interesting. And I try not to be spammy with my It Works posts, just because I know people won't follow me if it's really spammy. So I try to space everything out.
Right. I don't know if I've used an It Works hashtag in 6 to 12 months. Like, I never use those hashtags just because I don't want people to see it and be like, oh, shut her down. I don't want to do it. So, do you ever go through and do you ever delete any of your posts if they're talking about like a BOGO special, or just if it looks like it's too much It Worksy type stuff?
Yeah, the BOGOs, I usually will leave them up for, you know, 48 hours or however long the deal is out, and then I'll delete those.
Okay.
And product posts, I usually leave some of them up, but if it starts looking too cluttery, I'll clean them out after like 3 days.
Okay. So it's kind of finding that nice balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your Instagram account public or private?
I have it on private.
Okay. And why do you have it on private? What do you like about that?
I just felt like I was getting more friend requests when I had it on private, and it kind of makes less It Works people follow me and more other people.
Okay.
Because yeah.
So what else do you want to share with us about It Works? Well, It Works and Instagram, and what we should be doing.
Here lately, actually we learned this at the training we went to not too long ago, so I've been doing it and I've been getting huge hits off of it, is I made a list of people on my Instagram who I would want on my dream team, and I wrote all those people down, and I interact with those people the most. It's like 20 to 30 people, and I'll comment on their pictures and like all their stuff and like message them if they post a picture, and I'm like, hey girl, where'd you get your bathing suit? I love it. And I've been getting huge hits on that and everything.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really awesome. How many people do you follow?
I follow, I think it's like 5,000.
So how long did it take you to go through your dream team?
A long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get 5,000 people?
Like Kelsey said, I will search like different cities and like schools, and then I will go through and look at the people and follow people, and then like go to their friends list and follow. And then I also will go to the search at the bottom, the little magnifying glass, and I will go through and just look at pictures, and when I find someone who's interesting, I'll click their profile, and beside their profile on the follow button, there's an option to click down, and it'll give suggested followers, and I follow all those people.
Oh, wow. So I don't see suggested. Oh,
Little down button.
oh, I didn't even know that existed. Hey, can I ask you a question? So I just noticed this on my Instagram the other day. How come there's people's faces at the top now? What does that mean? Like, it's people that I follow and follow me.
I think it's like Instagram live stuff.
Yeah, they made it like Snapchat now where you can do live things.
I don't even know how to do that.
I don't even have a Snapchat.
I've done it a handful of times and it's scary. My kids had to teach me how. Okay, that's awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Jasmine?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, Jasmine, I know we've talked before about like unfollowing, and both you and I think we ran out of time for our Crowdfire for unfollowing. Have you found an app yet or a good way to unfollow people who don't follow you back without paying for it?
Actually still using the app called InstaFollow.
Okay.
Instafollow.
That's what I used to.
It's really slow, but right now I guess it's getting the job done. So,
Okay.
and I think it'll let you unfollow 5 people per hour. So I'll just do that throughout the day when I remember to do it, and I'll do that every single day.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so that's for unfollowing people that don't follow you, right?
Yes.
So when you log in, it just automatically knows like who is mutually following you.
It has a bunch of different lists, like people who may have you blocked, people who no longer follow you, but you follow them, and then people who just don't follow you, period. It has a bunch of lists.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
Oh, shit. My phone is on.
I love our team. This is just the best.
I know, we can just be ourselves and we can just be hot messes. We can just be in the middle of whatever and it's fine. Okay, Sarah, you're up next. And I thought, you know, we've been talking about a routine and how often we're posting and how many hashtags we should be using and lifestyle posts and everything else. So, you know, you do an awesome job with reaching out to people and following up with people. Like, God, I need you to like rub your body on me and give me some green, because she's so green and detail orientated and I need some of that. So, you know, how are you reaching out to followers on every post?
How am I reaching out to the people who like my posts?
Yeah.
So like when I post, I usually don't have anything it works in my pictures unless I'm wearing a shirt or something, or maybe something subliminally placed in the background. But almost everything that I post on Instagram is It Works related, especially in the description of whatever I'm saying. So when people like my post, like I'll get anywhere between 20 and 60 people liking every single one of my pictures, because like Jasmine said, they're pretty, you know, like you want to make them lifestyle-ish, or they're colorful, kind of how Shay said. If they like something business oriented, I'll message them and be like, hey girl, thanks for the love of my post. Are you interested in making some extra money? I'll usually send them a screenshot of the picture that they liked of mine. And then like if it's a product kind of thing, like if I'm talking about having a migraine or fat fighters or something like that, again, I'll send them a picture of whatever they liked and said, hey, thanks for liking my post. Like, I really appreciate it, or what did I say? Yeah, I really appreciate it. Is this something you might like to try? That's it.
Wow.
And I actually got a cold message from Jade Hooper.
I
and that's
remember
what
that.
she said. Yeah, I remember. I totally freaked out. But that, and then she explains that in all of her trainings too, of how she like reaches out. So yeah, I've been getting some responses on that.
So then how do you keep track of your leads? Let's say that 60 people like a business post.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you send out 60 messages like, hey girl, interested in making extra money. How do you keep track then of the people that replied to you? You write them down?
I write every single person who replies to me, even if it's just once. And then I do it like, all right, that one's kind of hard to see, but it's the same idea of like this. I write their names, the product that we talked about.
Okay.
And then, yeah, for Instagram, let's see. I'll do name, product, or if we talked about the distributor part, and then if they're in a different country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how often are you reaching out to them if they ignore you and they read the comment and don't reply?
If they read it, and then I've been really not on Instagram for a while, but like in the last month, it's been picking up.
Okay.
Like I've been being better at being on Facebook. It was kind of my fault. So if they like are interested and then they read my message and don't reply, I'll maybe wait about a day or two, and then I'll say, hey love, like, is this still something you'd like to do? Or like, hey, does this make sense? And then if they still don't reply, then I'll usually follow up with everyone who hasn't replied to me like the next month. And if they still don't reply, then I'll wait for like a BOGO deal to come out. And then I'll call everybody.
Okay. So let's say it's a business post and someone likes it and you reach out and they're like, oh, I'd love to make extra money. And then it's crickets, because we get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then how long do you wait before you reach out again?
I hate to sound this way, but it's kind of like, how bad do I want them on my team? Because like, if they look like someone who, I mean, if their profile is just complaining about this, that, and the other thing, or if they are, you know, cum laude and a sorority girl, you know, like, who are you going to fight more for to have on your team?
Right.
You know? So usually I'll follow up a couple times, like maybe once or twice every week or two. And then when a BOGO deal comes out or a good deal like that, otherwise, if they're not really of quality, I just usually let them go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's the big thing that people need to remember is the fortune is in the follow-up. And, you know, Stephanie and Joel Dunn were talking the other night at that One Team One Mission, and they might follow up with people once a month for 7 years before someone finally pulls the trigger. And, you know, Sarah's been reaching out to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people every day for the last couple of weeks. And, you know, if everyone says no, she's not going to just like go sit in the corner and cry and be like, okay, these 500 people don't want anything to do with me or it works. It's like, okay, I'm going to keep reaching out until someone blocks me or is ready. Basically, you know.
I had that happen today. It's okay.
Yeah, that's so good. I've heard Jade Hooper say it takes like 12 to 20 times for someone to see something before they're ready.
Yep.
So, okay.
So it's like, I think Savannah, you and I were talking about this, but like, of like about 100 people that I'll reach out to, maybe 20 of those will respond asking what product or how much. Once you tell them, maybe 5 of them will carry on a conversation with you, you know, asking different things about products or whatever. A lot of them you can, like, when they say they don't have the money or something, it's an open door to pitch the, like, well, are you looking to make some extra money?
Right.
And then maybe like 1 out of every 300 or 400 that you talk to about products and everything will sign up on the spot. I've had 1 in the past week sign up on the spot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think the thing is that if you're constantly growing your business, you're going to have new people to reach out to every day.
Right.
Instagram has so many more your users than any other social media platform. And it's not like Facebook where it's more private. You know, anyone will follow anyone on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Are you public or private?
I was private, but then I just switched over today. I'm trying this new thing. It's like a business profile.
Okay.
So it's like at the top of my profile, you can click contact and then you can either text or email me, but I was private.
Okay, so on the top of our profile, what did you say? You can click on what?
On the top of my profile, because I switched it to a business profile. Mine is now, and I have to be public for that to work. So I'm trying it out. I like literally right before we jumped on this call did that.
Okay. Do we want to have a business account?
I'm not really sure. I saw Alyssa Bilyeu did it.
Okay.
And I've seen a couple other people, and I haven't heard anything about it yet, and I haven't seen any trainings come out on whether it's good or bad, and so I'm just kind of testing it out for myself.
Okay.
I don't know about this whole public thing because I really liked being private, but that was just me. So I think it might be just a personal preference kind of thing.
Right. Right. I mean, I understand the whole, like, if you're private, you don't need to use hashtags because only the people that follow you will see your things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so torn. I don't know what to do.
I was private because then I could control who could see my stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I just block those people.
Well, like, you don't know who these account people are. Like,
Right.
A lot of them are just, you know, weird guys, or they're already distributors, or they're people underage, or, you know, stuff like that. And so I like to control who's seeing my stuff. And, like, when people's profiles are on private, I kind of am always like, well, what's on their profile? So I'll still request them no matter what. So I like to think people do the same for me too, but I'm not really sure. But I just liked controlling who was seeing my stuff, so that way when I did message them, I knew it was me approved already.
Right.
You know.
Right. So how are you getting your followers?
I like searching sororities.
Okay.
I like going all over the United States. Like, I went into Yale's sororities. I did a lot with Creighton. I did a lot out in California, Montana, some in Vermont, down in Texas, in the Carolinas. I did a lot of that. And then what I did also is I searched colleges in the countries that were open.
Okay.
So I followed exchange students or just girls. Like, I'd go to, like, say, Australia. I would go to, like, the University of South Wales or something, and I'd follow the female girls, or, like, who looked like their profiles were okay. And I'd go in and follow their people, and then their people, and then their people.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a lot of Googling before I did my searches.
Yep.
And then once you find, like, just a handful of people that are of quality, then I go into their friends because, you know.
Right.
So, but that gotten me Italy, the UK, Australia, Canada, and Germany. I've all been talking to in, like, the last week of potential distributors.
Well, and think of where you want a team. Okay, this is the whole dream board philosophy. Where do you want a team? and then start researching those places, like Sarah's saying, going to colleges or sororities. Or today when I was looking at Australia, I'm like, I don't know what's in Australia besides South Wales and Sydney. So I pulled a map up just to see what major cities are in the country. And then I started, to look through hashtags and went to places in Instagram. But it's a whole nother level of your dream board.
Mm-hmm.
Writing down, I want a team in this country, I want a team in this country, I want a team in this country. Then you go to Instagram and you start typing in those hashtags, those places, because Sarah's whole world with life has totally transformed in the last 2 weeks. And it's like, now she's being intentional and consistent. And those are really the only two things that have changed. It's like you've got this new fire and drive where you're like, I'm going to be intentional and consistent with my day every single day. And now you've got all these people in different countries reaching out to you. Now you've got, your team's excited, and it's being intentional.
It wasn't hard. That's the thing too. It wasn't hard. And a lot of it was like before we hit this like summer slump, it was all stuff that I had done before that I just had never acted on,
Mm-hmm.
So like now these past 2 weeks, and I've been just like clawing at every single hour of the day to make sure. I mean, Brady came out. I didn't even know he took a nap today. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you haven't moved. Like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to people. He's like, do you need me to do anything? I feel like I'm not doing anything. You're just sitting there working all day, every day. I'm like, I want a house, or I want to travel. And
Right.
It's like, this is how it's going to happen. And so it's not hard. And like I said, everything that I had done like 6 months ago, I hadn't done anything with it. And in these past 2 weeks, I just started out messaging people, or like, I have a girl who is just this avid adventurer, and she is right now, like on the Great Barrier Reef in Sydney. And so I just go on her posts and ask her questions. And then now she's like having a conversation with me, and then she's creeping me,
Mm-hmm.
going through my pictures and seeing everything. And it's just, yeah.
It's kind of what Jasmine was saying, where she kind of made her dream team out of her Instagram people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you really start to creep on those people, and you really start to engage. And like you were saying, Shay, not just liking, but commenting, because a like is a second, but to comment, it's only 3 or 5 seconds.
Right.
And that's so much more engaging and thoughtful, where you're going to really start to draw people in. And then, like Sarah said, they're going to start to look at what you're doing. So I think it's awesome. I think it's super exciting what you've been having going on in the last couple of weeks. So, why don't you tell us before we wrap this up, because I know everyone's been on for a while, why don't you tell us what you've been doing with your Instagram every day? What does your day look like in the life of Sarah Menzing on Instagram? If you'll share your secrets.
Yeah. Every night I've been following about 500 people. I go on, like, I'll just scroll through my newsfeed, and then I'll find someone either super pretty or very insightful, or they've got an interesting profile, and I go on and I follow their followers like the same way, and I just go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I'll exit out of everything and go in and do it with someone else. Like, I'm really trying to go international right now, so I've been focusing more on those kinds of people, or maybe people on the West Coast and everything. But then for about an hour straight, I'll send nothing but that script that I put in One Sexy.
Okay.
Like, hey, I know this is totally random, but I'm looking for a couple product testers, whatever I say. But I send that to, maybe 200 people a day at least. And then throughout the day, like, so last night I maybe messaged 150 to 200 people. Throughout today, I've been following up with the people who actually messaged me back.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Hmm.
So these people that you're sending the script to about joining your team or doing the 90-day challenge, are these people that are liking and commenting, or are these just people that are following you?
Just people that are following me. I go into my who I'm following list, and I start at the bottom,
Okay.
and I keep kind of working my way up, because then there too, like whoever I'm following is me approved, and
Mhm.
then I just go and I message them. So I'm working on messaging everybody that I've been following.
So how do you know if you want to message them about being an LC or a DT? How do you decipher and pick and choose?
I usually start with the LC part, and then if they give me the excuse like, oh, I don't have money,
Mhm.
then that opens the door to talk about the business side of things. If they're like, a lot of them, I'll creep kind of hardcore, and so then I'll start a conversation with them like about school or something, or about a trip that they took, and I'll make it not about it works, and then like maybe ask them, okay, so like what do you do, like what are you doing this summer for a job, or like what are you going to school for? And then being polite, they usually ask back, what do you do? And I'll be like, oh, this is what I do. And so it opens that door again.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't know.
So
The distributor part is like trying to get loyal customers. Like I have a couple loyals that I just signed up that are really, if the products work for them, they want to sign up to sell too. So while they're signing up as loyal customers, or after they do, then I'll say like, hey, and like if you end up really, really liking this, you can always make a couple extra bucks,
Right.
sign up mom and sister and aunt, and it basically pays for your own product if you want. And
right.
they love
Well, and I was at a training last week, and they said that 60% of our distributors in the company were loyal customers first.
I was.
Yep. So y'all need to treat your loyal customers like gold and follow up and make sure they're happy with the product. So if you get a loyal customer, I know a lot of us think, another loyal. Be happy, because they could be your next rock star. You just never know. So one more quick question before we all get off. So if you're following 500 people a night before you go to bed, how many people follow you back in return, would you say, on average? Because again, this is a numbers game. It's not like 499 are going to follow her back, even though she's awesome and I think everyone should.
Maybe between 70 and 200.
Okay. So it's a numbers game. So then the people that aren't following you back, because we want to keep our followers and following kind of even. You don't want to have like 200 followers and then you're following 8,000 people. That looks a little desperate. So how do you know who's not following you then and unfollow them so it kind of evens out?
I was using Crowdfire.
Right, which we can't use for free.
And now I'm not using anything. So I haven't unfollowed anybody in a while. And so, I don't know. I've been Googling what are the best unfollowing apps.
Okay.
And I was doing InstaFollow, Unfollogram, and I don't remember.
Do you have one, Savannah?
I do. It's called InstaTrack. Or I'll find the exact name of it and send it to you, or put it in one sexy, but it'll actually let you unfollow like hundreds at a time.
Oh.
And it'll tell you who liked or unliked your post, and who stopped following you, and who blocked you. And it'll give you, go ahead.
Put that in the comments of.
So hashtag game changer.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really like it.
Okay, that's good to know. That's really awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it shows you who your unfollowers are, or like who isn't.
Yep, it's exactly like InstaFollow, but instead of only letting you unfollow like 5 at a time, it'll let you unfollow a whole bunch at a time.
Do you have to pay for it?
I don't think I did. I'll have to check, but I don't think if I did, it was probably only $1.99 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That would make it so much easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm so excited about tonight's training. I think everyone just gave so many good tips, like with the hashtags and just being consistent and really cleaning up my Instagram. I'm going to get outside my little comfort zone and do hashtags like I'm a hashtag boss. I sure am.
Hashtag that.
Right? Does anyone have questions for Sarah? Did we touch on everything? I feel like there's so much you can talk about with Instagram. Like everyone could just talk for hours.
Yeah.
One question for Sarah.
Okay.
So I know you're doing a lot of like outer country and outside of the United States and stuff. Do you ever like, how do you, their lingo? Do you like, or like, what if they speak a different language? Can you translate that like you can Facebook? Or is everyone pretty much all English over?
Yeah, everybody kind of speaks English. It might be like my UK girl, her name is Erin, and she's a little bit more proper. Like she says, "I shall get back to you" or something. We actually like FaceTimed for a little bit. Like,
oh, I'll be right back. I have to drink my tea and crumpets. And
yeah,
right.
She made tea while we were on
FaceTime. Crumpets.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, she made tea while we were on FaceTime. It was so great. But no, it doesn't really, there's not really a barrier because a lot of them already know English. It just might be like the lingo might be a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like,
Oh, go on.
I was going to say, I'm having a little bit more trouble with Australians just not getting what I'm saying. Whereas, like, I think Europeans are a little bit more, like,
Transitional.
I wanna say it in a nice way.
Australian English is not.
So different.
Australian English is like Ebonics. It's a
Yeah.
totally different English language.
Yeah.
Well, like, when I ask Australians, like, what, I don't know, like, do you want to be a product tester? Do you want to try this product for me for 90 days? And they're like, what? Like, what are you doing? What are you asking? And they just not, I mean, I
Right.
just don't always get it.
Well, and Nikki, what I do with some of my people is I use Google Translator. So I'll let people know that I'm an American and I'm going to try to
Translate the best you can.
translator the best I can. Because you can, if you have a desktop, you can copy and paste their messages into Google Translator, push return, and it'll give you the sentence or the paragraph. So you can do it like that too. Who knows if all the translations come across the way you want them to. But, you know, if people know that they're communicating with someone of a different language, I think everyone kind of understands you have to be a little flexible. But there are a lot of Europeans that do know English.
Right.
Mhm.
Like
So-
one time I seen Josh even like speaking, like he must have been using translator, and he was like full on Spanish conversation with somebody, and I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on, Josh?
Yep. Yeah, it's super easy. I just had one of my guys from Spain send me this little meme or however the hell y'all say it.
Oh, I got made fun of the other day by my sister. I called it a meme, and she's like, "You mean a meme?"
Oh, is it a meme? Okay, a meme.
I guess. I was like, I can't keep up.
I know, right? And I just typed it into Google Translate and it gave me like the 2 sentences of what it meant. And I'm like, oh, then I typed in what I wanted to reply, clicked translate, copied it, and then pasted it in the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I want to get an online party out of him because he's in Spain and we're open in Spain.
Gotcha.
So, anyone else have questions or anything they want to add for their teams? I think we gave a lot of info, but if there's anything we forgot. Speak up.
I'm really big at following as many people as I can in a short amount of time. So if at that point, you know, I don't look through their profiles as much as I probably should. However, I'm really careful at watching my newsfeed. I will spend probably a half hour at the very least on my newsfeed. And if someone pops up that's like I got into a whole bunch of Shakeology people, once I start seeing that, or if I see someone that does it works, I will block them or make sure I unfollow them or like filter it after I already start following people.
Right.
Because I want to get as many followers as I can in a short amount of time. And then I can filter later when I'm laying in bed at night or when I'm sitting on the toilet in the middle of the day, whatever.
Right.
I can filter it at that point. But I just want to follow as many as I can.
That's been my issue too. Like I've noticed when I go on huge following sprees, then you'll get a lot more follow backs from like different help.
Yep.
Right.
The biggest thing is if it says something about a coach or fit in the name, it is a Shakeology person, and get rid of them. Because they will come out of the damn woodwork.
They seriously do. Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I know that I never drive the car if Jay's in the car with me, because then I'm always doing Instagram things or things that are easy to do on my phone that take up a lot of time, you know, that I can do for 2, 3, 5 hours, you know, so just try to make the most use out of your time and fit it in when you can. Because it is time consuming, but I think it's a really good platform for those of us that live in small towns and you just don't have the volume of people to go blitz, you know, or maybe you've gone through all your Facebook friends 1,000 times and people are blocking you and your grandma won't even talk to you anymore, you know.
Exactly. Well, there's less rules and restrictions on Instagram and Facebook. Like, it's not going to, like right now, my interaction on my posts it's pathetic, you know? But on Instagram, it's so different.
Right.
You know, like, it's okay to like randomly message people or randomly follow people, whether you know them or not.
Right.
So yeah, I think like ending tip for me too, like just to throw this out there, sorry, Christy, kind of like how Jasmine and everyone else was kind of saying, it's instead of like making posts kind of like how Facebook is, you can speak your mind on Facebook. Instagram is all about pictures, and so when people go to your profile, you want to make it pretty. You want to make people want to follow you, and so just be careful with how you're posting. You don't want to make it too spammy. You definitely want to make sure people know what you do and who you are and want to have what you have or want to be who you are, kind of thing. Like, make it pretty. It's okay to be a little superficial on Instagram because that's attractive. You know, you're attracting people.
Right.
And I've had people that I'm friends with on Facebook who I'll communicate with, but then they like more stuff on Instagram because they're Instagram prone people.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and you know, we live in this society where everything's quick, so you just want to look at photos. You don't want to read things. So it's not even superficial, but it's just kind of how people are. And you know, my kids are 13 up through 18, and they all say, "Mom, Facebook is lame. It's for like old 40-year-olds. Hello, I'm 40. Yeah. But if y'all want to tap into that younger market, like your guys' age, because I'm all old enough to be your mamas, you know, you need to be quick. You need to be like spicy and fun and just get people sucked in with all the cold messaging like Sarah does."
I can't believe that day has come.
I love it. I'm like a proud mama. Sarah for 9 months has been saying, "I won't cold message Christy." I'm like, "Hey, Jade Hooper does it." "No, you and Jade are lying. I won't cold message," like for months and days after days. So and I've built almost my whole business just on cold messaging, because I'd rather walk up to someone or just message someone and be like, "Hey, you look kick-ass. You should make money with me." And they're like, "Oh, okay. How do you make money? Like, are you a prostitute? Do you, like, what do you do?" Because they have no clue.
I'll clean money.
I know, right? And that's how I built my whole entire business. So then Sarah's just been like, "Nope, I'm never going to cold message. I appreciate that some people do it, but I'm just never going to do it. And so last week or whenever, she's like, messages me, I am cold messaging. I'm like, yes!
It got real. Shit got real.
Well, just because it opens up your
I will say this. I will do it on Instagram. I dabbled with it on Facebook, and I'm still not a huge fan of it on Facebook just because Facebook is more of a personal thing. And so, like, I feel like not necessarily cold messaging, but like just randomly messaging, like, hey, is it something you might be interested in? Once you've built that relationship with people, because Facebook is so much, you know, whatever.
Right.
Whereas Instagram, it's not there. You
Right.
know, like
The one video I watched called the Facebook cold messaging, like you have warmer messaging where you know the person, and then you have warm messaging where you don't know them but you know them, and then you have cold messaging on Instagram.
yeah.
So
Right.
like cold message, like in town here, it's such a small town, I know there's people that know who I am. I don't know them personally, but they might know the story of me sneaking out my bedroom window when I was 13 years old, and they're judging me on that. So I don't want to message them.
Right.
So Instagram, it's like they have no idea who I am. I can be spunky and ecstatic and excited, and they're like, sweet, let's do this.
Right. Right.
So,
So awesome. I'm so excited. Y'all, this training was awesome tonight. It was great.
I needed it.
I know. And just nice to see everyone's faces. So does anyone have anything they want to add before we are over and out?
Happy Instagram.
Happy.
Change it.
May the force be with you.
All right. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
Good night.
bye.